Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, of course, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis and keeping it real when it comes to theme parks. And so excited yet again for the school lunch table show with you guys. Get together for about an hour at lunchtime to kind of just tag up, kick off your pop culture weekend, talk about what's going on, what's happening in pop culture, and just kick back and just have a good time because that's what we do on this show. So, speaking of good time, how are you doing, Fat Stephen? Oh, wait a minute.
She muted me and just
I
asked me a
did.
question. Yeah.
Shame on me.
Yeah, she's like, having a good time. We're going to keep Stephen muted for the rest of the hour, and everything will sound better. I'm doing all right. I'm getting the look of death. I can feel it through the other monitor.
Stop picturing things, dude.
I'm not picturing things. It's called paranoia, and it works. But no, it's another Friday. It's just, I don't know. I'm all right. It's been a good day. How do I explain this?
You can try.
You know when that wart finally falls off and things start like not causing as much pain. Not this is a metaphor. It's not actually a wart. It's not like that. You got that face like it's not 30 minutes in, Steven. You're going to places. It's like, yeah. Let's just say I left the luggage at the airport and I don't need it no more.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. There's a wart you don't want to talk about. All
right. Somebody will pick it up and say, hey, I could use this for something. Oh, Lord. Well, folks, first of all, I see you guys floating in here. So let's say hello to everyone. First of all, thank you to Lennon75 for becoming a member of the channel. So thank you so much. You have access to all the great stuff at your particular membership level. Of course, we have like member streams, something new that I started doing, gaming streams where some of the members are invited, to game along with me. So thank you so much for supporting the channel that way. I sure do appreciate it, my dear. And let's see, we have Jerry Mendoza says, hey, Reina Creole. Well, hello, Jerry. Thanks for being a channel member too. Says George hasn't finished his book yet. You know what? He's never going to finish that daggone book. I just don't think that he is. There's just too many other things going on, and he's not going to finish. He's just not. That's my opinion. He's not going to finish, and he's just going to leave it out there. And not to wish ill on anyone, but when he finally kicks the bucket, that book is going to be unfinished. Or, okay, to be mean to us, he has the book finished, and it's not going to be released until after he dies.
Then how would he know if we read it?
At this point in time, he got so much money, he don't freaking care.
Yeah, that's pretty much right.
That's what I'm thinking. But that's me being that's me. It's me being a little evil.
Facetious.
Hey, yes. Hello, Keely Chow says, hey, everybody, and good morning. Well, good morning to you, my dear, and roll tide, roll tide. Let's see. We have Big Raj, who is such an amazing supporter of so many channels. Thank you so much, my dear, for being here. And that big red thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. I so appreciate that. I got a loony and 99 Canadian cents for me with that super sticker. So thank you so very much, my dear. Let's see who else is in here. We have Malachi Trace says, hi, Lorena and Steve. Well, hello to you. Hello to you. And let's see, I watched the first episode of House of the Dragon on HBO Max. Okay, excellent, excellent. We're going to touch base on that. We got Theme Park Casual here in the chat. He says, hey, kids. Well, hello. Hello. And Theme Park Casual has an amazing theme park channel. You should check him out. He was also on my Theme Park Geeks and Divas show this past Tuesday with Culture Casino and Chris Gore. So go back. We're talking about Halloween Horror Nights at Hollywood and at Orlando, Universal Orlando. So it's a cool discussion. We got D Nice Gamer says, hail Lorena and chat. Well, hail to you and glad that you're here with us. So thanks, Stephen.
I'm here too. Sorry,
Yes.
just wanted Marsha for about a second. So
At least he didn't call you guest.
I don't know where that person is. No.
He's around.
Don't summon him. I don't want that.
Let's see. Christian Delorme, so glad to see you, says, bonjour, ma belle reine Creole. Well, thank you. Thank you. And kudos to you for knowing the Canadian denomination of money. Thank you. And Stephen is a great Canadian patriot. Love from Canada.
Thank you, Delorme. He was one of the ones when I was doing the convoy for a long time. And like I've been kind of getting reached out by some people actually involved with it. And like some of them lost their jobs. And they're still trying to get work out places. And it's just like, wow. It's crazy.
I know here, yeah, it was crazy. I know here in America, people were really pissed about what they were doing to the Canadian truckers. I mean, it was just a mess and not right. But thank you so much for being here, Christian Delorme. I've been to Canada several times. I love going to British Columbia, and one day I will visit the home of my Canadian or French Canadian ancestors. One day I will actually set foot in Quebec.
One day should go to Paramount Canada's Wonderland and do a theme park stream there. There's also Marineland as well. Yeah.
Oh, cool. All cool stuff. I got to get back to traveling again. It's been a while since I've done that. Okay, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started. There's actually two things that I want to show you really, really quick. I love it when these news articles hit as soon as I'm about to flip and go live. First of all, dearly departed Nichelle Nichols. Total icon. Apparently, some of her ashes are going to get shot into space, which I think is freaking poetic. And if I remember correctly, they did the same thing with James Doohan's, some of his ashes, I believe, as well.
That's cool. Actually, it's really cool.
Yeah, so that's very cool. I saw that today, and I was just like, just poetic that's kind of where she belongs. It was cool when they did it for James Doohan. I don't know if they did it for DeForest Kelley or not. Hopefully they did, but this was just glad to see. Just made me feel it just made me feel good to hear that that's where some of her ashes are going to go. Christian Delorme for $5 Canadian. Let's see, 2 toonies and a loony, or 5 loonies. Says a latte for you, my lovely. And Stephen, a beer for you.
I'll never see that money, but thank you. I'm still waiting to. No, I'm just kidding. It's all good. Thank you for supporting the channel. Just, yeah. I'll just keep tally.
Thank you. Yeah, well, you told me not to send chicken nuggets
No,
because
they're running. Everyone, I'm happy no one ever did.
and all that stuff. Rambam 3000 says they did that with Arthur C. Clarke's ashes as well. Okay, now see, that's awesome. That's awesome. Or Leonard Nimoy. Yeah, I don't know if they did that with Leonard Nimoy's either, but yeah, just cool to see this. Cool to see this. Another Amazon Prime recommendation that I am going to make. This is actually a cool popcorn movie to watch, which is a movie called Samaritan. That's on
Yep.
Amazon Prime. Have you heard about this one?
No, but I'm hearing lots of good things, so I'm going to have to check it out. I actually finished Saho, which I think is Bollywood. It's from 2019,
Ah,
Saho, and my God, it was great.
yeah.
It felt like it was a comic book, but not a comic book. It felt like it took from all the movies, like from Nolan and other things, and
Mhm.
not. And I wasn't bored. Yeah, Saho. If you haven't seen it, give
Saho.
it a shot. Yeah, it was
Okay.
a good one, and
Okay.
yeah, it's up there with RRR for me.
Cool. I'll put Saho on my list. There's another Indian movie that's I won't call low budget. It is low budget, but the storyline is freaking awesome. I think it's Minal Murali, and it's about a guy who gets struck by lightning, and he turns out that he gets superpowers. But the same like village antagonist gets hit by lightning too. So it's like opposing powers, and his nephew is trying to explain because his nephew's a comic nerd, right? For
Yeah.
the hero got hit by lightning. So he's trying to school him on what he has to learn how to do as a superhero. It's funny because this kid is like thoroughly into comics. And he's like, yeah, Spider-Man got bit by a spider. He's like, Batman, I don't quite understand how that works. He's just rich. And then he's like, okay, I know. He got hit on the head with a cricket bat, and that's how he got his superpowers.
I think that's how it works. So.
It's really funny. It's lighthearted. It's a fun watch. But yes, Samaritan. I'm really enjoying it. About halfway through, men and boys are not demonized, and you basically have this 13-year-old boy living in a city that's devoid of hope, and the superhero and the antagonist or twin brothers reportedly had this knockout drag out fight, and supposedly they're both dead. But this 13-year-old boy who is, Samaritan is his hero, and he wants him to come back, and he sees him as he's just, this hopeful figure. He thinks that his neighbor is actually Samaritan.
Oh,
And it's
that's
got some really good moral lessons that are in it. Um, you know, unapologetic toxic masculinity that is in it in a good way, and it's refreshing to see. And Sylvester Stallone, he's really good in this. I like him in this.
I remember the trailer. I do have to watch this. It kind of slipped my mind. I got kind of sucked into Resident Alien, and I'm having a fun time with that. It's the UFO that crash lands and pretends to be the doctor in the town.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, it's good. But yeah, this one I've heard nothing bad so far. Well, except for the normal whining people that find male strength a burden on society, but that's about it.
It's
Yeah,
uh,
I'm sorry.
yeah, it's like ridiculous. Yeah. So yeah, it should be.
Mm-hmm.
It really should be. Hey, Arwen, good to see you here. Good to see you, my dear. And we've got Steve Kenobi in the house. Says hi there, Lorena and Steven. Hope you are well, and doing good. Beverly Hills Cop 4 started shooting a few days ago. Got some slight hopes. Oh, okay. I didn't know they started to shoot that. Yeah, yeah. I hope it's good. I really, really do. Really do hope
Me
that
too.
it's good. Yeah, if you love some toxic masculinity, you'll see this. You'll like this. You'll like this movie. It's, honestly, it's safe for the kids to watch. I will say, I'd probably say maybe like 8 or 9 years old. it's safe for them to watch, and it's really good. It's really good. I'm glad Amazon actually did that. Okay, folks, we got 11 folks in here watching. We're going to roll to our first topic, which, of course, is House of the Dragon, which
Mm.
season one premiered on Sunday over on HBO Max. I had a watch party for it actually on Scener. And apparently it was so popular it crashed HBO servers actually.
That's actually a really good thing because that's actually a win for Zaslav, and that's why we are seeing a lot of the cancellations and people putting these accusations of misogyny because of the Batgirl cancellation and all this other. It was a crap film. That's why they only put it in a lot, and they're going to seal it up. Maybe you'll get it later, but this is a win for Zaslav in general because it's showing that with all the work they put into, especially with advertising, that this is coming through. I'm not saying it's good because in general they have to earn my trust. I have not watched this, not even for Matt Smith, and I do love him as the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But this is still a win for Zaslav, and you can see that by how people were trying to push that narrative that he's misogynist. He doesn't like women strong leads. He doesn't like this, and it's like that's all you got. Your poker hand sucks. You might as well just hold 4 jokers and the instructions on how to play euchre and see if you win. Sorry, but it's the truth.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I mean, Zaslav is making these cuts for crap projects that no one really wanted to see. Batgirl. Apparently, they're going to have a funeral showing for that one.
Yeah, in a parking lot where hopefully no one gets
Yeah,
shot and run over.
where no one's really interested in. I mean, I wasn't interested, in that. And Zaslav's like, look, if it's not making us money, we need to freaking get rid of it. And that's what they were doing. But House of the Dragon, yeah, there's so much anticipation, around seeing this. Even normies were kind of like, okay, I think I'll go check it out. But the buzz online for this was insane. And hardly anybody was really talking about bracelets of power. But this, people were more than talking about. I'm trying to see if I can find this. No, I don't want the difference. Yeah, Game of Thrones beats Lord of the Rings. House of the Dragon pre-release demand is 20 times higher than Rings of Power.
Well, that's easy because Rings of Power is not Tolkien and it's not Lord of the Rings. It is a facade of torture to the eyes while covered in Cheeto stuffs. What?
Yeah, it's just
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. My headphone did a weird sound.
Oh no, no, you're completely right. What people have been talking about, and even myself, who I'm not a Tolkien scholar, you know, I wasn't into the Tolkien fandom. For me, Tolkien is the Hobbit cartoon, which I freaking love to death and still do to this day, and Peter Jackson's movies. Because when I watched them, I felt immersed in the world of Tolkien. And it's very obvious that Amazon is putting out this Rings of Power to quote unquote write things that they didn't like in Tolkien and try to claim that it is Tolkien. And I'm a normie and I'm like, oh hell no.
Well, you don't
That
want to
is
sit
what you're
down.
doing.
Sorry. You don't want to
Oh
sit
no.
down for an hour and watch in dwarfing color. That's pretty much what.
No, I don't want to see Whammon Power Galadriel because that is not the glamorous, wise Galadriel that I absolutely loved in the Peter Jackson films. Definitely, not her. Yeah, exactly. Nor like I said, normies like me, we don't really care about Rings of Power. We're really not interested in it. We're just interested mostly in Game of Thrones because of how it's been marketed. I mean, you haven't well, there's some people that have said things, but for the most part, it was pretty much, yeah, we're putting out bang ass trailers. Come out, check it out, check out House of the Dragon. Let's see. Lindsay, the cynical geek, says, not gonna lie, as someone who hated how Game of Thrones ended, girl, I feel you on that. I didn't mind the first episode of House of Dragons. Interesting. I'm kind of like I'm like with you, Lindsay. And actually, Fat Steven can actually opine because we were talking about this a little bit behind stage.
We were?
Yeah, we were talking about it a little bit. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, kind of like why you weren't really down with
Oh,
trying to watch House of the Dragon. I know for me, yeah, I hated how that ended. I mean, I'd heard about how it ended, so I went and watched all of Game of Thrones to see how the wheels started coming off the bus from something that was, amazing when it started. I was pissed with season 8. Every episode I watched in season 8, I just got more and more and more pissed off. And when it ended, I said, "You got to be freaking kidding me. This is what you do?"
mhm.
No, it's ridiculous. And I was pissed off. I was angry, and I'm like, I cannot believe that they freaking did this. But when I saw House of the Dragon first episode, especially how they opened the first episode, there was so much emphasis put on recalling or setting the stage for, we're going to go back in time and see how all of this started with Game of Thrones. So they go back 200 years. It was a very serious scene how they put it together to catch everyone up on, this is how things are going to play out. This is how things are going to start. So it was very reverent. Even if you didn't watch Game of Thrones, you got an idea of where you were, what the setting was, and the gravitas of that particular setting. So yeah, I liked it. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Steve.
No, that sounds interesting. Like for me, like I was saying, like I know Matt Smith. He was one of my favorite doctors. He was also rumored to be in the Rise of Skywalker, if those remember correctly. But he was also cut because they were cutting everything, trying to find some type of movie and all that crap. And even though he's in here, I'm hearing he's one of the best performances, especially as you were saying backstage, speaking High Valerian. Hope I'm saying that right. Very well. But for me, that doesn't sell me for a show. I don't want to watch a show just for one person anymore. It's like when we're all in this whole battle of pop culture, we're all here trying to stand the line, never give a knee, but they have to earn my trust. They have to earn my respect. They have to earn my dollar. They also have to earn my eyes. And as much as Matt Smith's in there, no offense, I can still love the actor. I don't care. I really don't care. And
Mhm.
it saves me having to go down that road of the pro and con as much as I love it and get drowned in con stuff. I just got out of a stream where, like, not a stream, like live stream, but like out of an area where it was like a lot of negative content was around me, and I finally pushed that away. And it took me like a week of sleep to get all caught up on the soul energized. This might be good, but we're only seeing one episode, and I am not going to put any eggs in any basket until I see more from people's reception before I put my keys in the basket. It's just, I'm protecting my soul at this point. I want to be happy, not looking for happiness and everyone crapping on stuff. And that's the way I look at things now. There's too much hate shit going on. Oh, sorry.
Well, that's
Wait.
no, that's a good point.
Oh, look, you
That
said his name
you
and he's here.
spoke it into existence.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
the
I did.
hi guest.
I totally spoke it into existence. Hello, Epstein's ghost. Thank you so much, my dear, for that $10 super chat. I so do appreciate you supporting my channel that way. So appreciate it. I'm with you, Lorena. As a young Black dude, I'm definitely skipping the rings of power for Black characters, Black Panther, Blade, and so on, but don't change the lore. I'll just get reviews of it on the Dark Council. Well, yes, we will definitely. Well, we did start a reviewing it on the Dark Council. So thank you so much for this. If I didn't have a pop culture channel, I wasn't gonna review Rings of Power, but I kind of feel that I have to, because you have people out there who are just like, you just don't like Rings of Power because they have Black people in it. It's like, so if I don't like it, what? What are you gonna say?
The
You
thing,
know?
the thing is that doesn't make any relevance because we're seeing that right now. There was a race swap of one of the characters, but is doing a great performance because of their actual acting resume. Right? I forget the dude with the dreads. That's why I've seen articles about
That
that.
is, yeah, Corliss Valerian.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so people are upset or they're complaining the fact that it's race swapped, but the problem is that the acting background and the performance outweighs that argument. And if you're only looking at that without looking at the other parts going on that makes them doing it right, that's on you. It's literally what do you call it? That's a hate click mentality at this point, because that's nominal, not nominal, If you can still enjoy the performance, who cares about the skin color? That's the whole thing we're talking about here. Is the fact, if it's not thrown in your face and you're still entertained, why are you bitching about it?
And that's the issue that I have with it. They're like, oh, well, it's been race swapped. I'm like, okay, is race germane to the character? The answer is no. Then what's the problem? And what I think it used to be, that if a character was race swapped, it was because the actor was someone who was phenomenal and their talent was phenomenal. So people didn't really mind. They were like, oh, okay, we'll see how they sell this. But because Hollywood has just been doing race swaps just to do it and say, look, see how diverse we are. People are kind of tired of that.
Yeah.
They really are. But at the same time, again, just because people are tired of that, I tell people, be careful. Just because they race swap a character doesn't mean there's some super nefarious thing always going on. Is the person talented or no? Moses Ingram? No, no, no. There were plenty of other Black actresses that are out there who would have done freaking stellar ass job with that role, but you didn't cast them. You went and cast her.
You made a good point though that's attached to that. It's the fact is, we've been dealing with all that stuff for so long that the defensive mechanism is automatically looking for those. And I think that's where the people who are fighting against how corporations are trying to virtue signal a one characteristic scenario. Well, they're Black, well, they're trans, well, they're Chinese. Guess what? They're half Mexican and half Polish. That doesn't matter. Can they act? And then you get that silence of a response, and that goes back to targeting you as a misogynist or a racist or a transphobe or hate speech that doesn't really exist and all that crap. So we have that defensive barrier, but the problem is we got to break that and start looking at, is it the content? And I think that's where Dragons is starting to give that, because the pendulum is swinging. Zaslav was the quarterback or the kicker in that. We're seeing it with Chapek and how he's given up his professional outlook of, like, with the beard and everything. He has no F's to give, and more's coming down the road. It's not going to be overnight. It's going to be 5 to 10 years, but enjoy the moments rather than wait for the moment everything changes, because then you just wasted 10 years.
Exactly. And CWD Trixie picks up exactly what I was talking about. Probably the best race swaps have been Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, and also the guy who played Kingpin in the Daredevil movie. You are bang on with that. Absolutely. Christian Delorme, thank you so much for another $5 Canadian super chat, my dear. It says Reina, Creole is the realest, loveliest, and most beautiful thing on YouTube present day. Oh, well, thank you, my dear. Thank you. And Stephen, you're cute too. Love from Canada. Thank you so much, Christian. Folks, please do hit that like button. I sure heck would appreciate that, because we are live here having a good time talking pop culture. Let's see. Malachi Trace says, who are your favorite Game of Thrones characters? Lorena, Creole, and Steve. Mine is Daenerys Targaryen. So you can understand why I'm pissed about what they did to her in season 8. What about you, Steve?
The headless version of Ned Stark.
That broke my heart when that happened, dude.
Yeah.
It just totally freaking broke my heart when that happened. Getting back to Matt Smith, because I do want to talk about Matt Smith when it comes to this.
And custard.
I didn't know anything about who he was. Zero. As far as I was concerned, he was unknown to me. For those of you who've seen House of the Dragon, should have seen it by now, spoilers. There is this scene in the throne room where Rhaenyra goes to see Daemon, who is played by Matt Smith. Daemon is her uncle. And they are speaking in High Valyrian. Before you even see his face, the gravitas of his voice is so spooky. It's almost like Dracula spooky. and I didn't know who this person was, but you could tell the depth of their acting just by how they were using their voice. And then you saw him sitting on the Iron Throne, and then you saw him walking, and then you saw him speaking with Rhaenyra in High Valyrian. And the fact that this dude's acting talent could come through some language that is just for Game of Thrones, I thought was phenomenal. And I thought Matt Smith did an amazing job in this episode. I didn't know who he was. So now I'm like, oh, okay. Now I need to go back and see him as the Doctor in Doctor Who because I'm just that impressed by what he's doing. But to kind of get back to what Fat Steven was saying, when it's just like, look, after what happened in season 8, and
Never watched it.
I'm just not, season 7 or the way that things happened with Game of Thrones. It's like I'm not really into this. And I get it. And the fault of that lies with Hollywood because you screw up our properties that we love so much till you get people who are just like, I don't care what you do. You're not going to redeem yourself in my eyes right now. You have to earn it. You really do. So I tell people are just like, well, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, 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 no. Don't be sorry. That's not your fault. That's Hollywood's fault. So for people like me, when I review this stuff, I review it to basically let you know, is it really worth your time or not? And that's totally up to you if you decide that you want to go forward and see it or not. Because when they lose your trust, they have to earn it back. They really do. And do not apologize for that whatsoever. Flipping ever. Whatsoever. That's why I love hearing everyone's opinions about stuff. I love hearing it. I love hearing it, whether you like it or if you're just like, House of Dragon needs to die in a fire. He did talk about comfy chairs. He did. He did. Let's see. Morgan Freeman and Shawshank Redemption. I did not know that was a race swap, but yes, he was awesome. He was freaking awesome. Also, Denzel Washington as the Equalizer. That was another swap, but that was back when they did that because of the actor that they wanted to cast. But anyway, House of the Dragon. Um, I enjoyed it as a normie. It still has a way to go. I still have kind of issues with the first episode. I'm still, even if I wasn't reviewing it for my channel, I would still be watching it. There's enough there that will keep me watching. But I'll definitely tell you, this is gonna blow Bracelets of Power out of the water. I mean, it's gonna totally blow. Have you seen the latest trailer for Rings of Power?
No, there's there's a great point here, and this is going to for those that also been following up, like Embracer Group bought the rights for the gaming of Middle Earth, right? That's the
I
Tolkien
saw
and
that.
Hobbit and
Yeah.
all that stuff. That's great. They used to be known as THQ Nordic. They also have things like like Borderlands and all that stuff. They also
Mhm.
got the Deus Ex properties, Tomb Raider, etc.
Mhm.
But when Rings of Wangs, Rings, Bracelets, Prince Alberts of Power, however you want to call it, when this releases and we actually start seeing their final clothed product as armor,
Mhm.
it's going to show who are just the NPCs and will enjoy it just because they've been raging and defending it for God knows how long on Twitter or wherever you want to call it. But
Right.
this is going to actually affect a lot of Amazon's future stuff, even the good stuff, because everyone's going to hear, hey, Amazon is a new Prime exclusive. But all they're going to hear is Rings of Power and how much crap they cost. This lie
Mhm.
is bigger than a Kevin Smith lie. That's the best part about this. And it's not negative saying this, it's an observation of aspect. It's going to happen because all we're hearing is Rings of Power. People miss Samaritan, or people miss like stuff like RRR or any type of Bollywood films that are on Amazon that they're trying to push diversity in. Excuse me, not your place. Shut up. It's going to
Mhm.
affect them badly, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, I got my popcorn ready. I cannot flipping way to tell you.
Oh, I might go. I sleep on.
It's gonna be such a train wreck. I tell you. Gojira Star, good to see you. Says the trouble is fans and general audiences, yes, have been burned too many times. HBO are going to have to work overtime to get everyone back. And I completely agree with that. You have to earn the trust of the fans and general audiences, like AKA normies, to come back and watch your product because you screwed it up in the first place. So it's not the fault of the viewers who decide, you know what, I'm not interested because you screwed me over too many times. So, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Pretty
Mhm.
much the deal. Let's see. Hello, Dylan Campbell. Good to see you. Good to see you. And Real Wade Nation says, hi, Stephen. Thanks for the retweet. And Lorena, opinion on the Sandman show. I watched 2 episodes of it. Um, Aesthetically wise, it looked good, but story wise, it just did not grab me. And it just makes me want to go back and read the source material. I just wasn't I don't know. I just wasn't impressed with the story. My mind kept wandering. I wasn't interested. So I will have to actually go back and read. I think it's the graphic novel. Is that what it is, Fat Steven?
I think
Sandman, is that a graphic novel?
I think so. I think it's a comic book series.
Okay.
Oh,
I think I would
I'm
rather.
not well versed in Sandman. That's why I haven't
Yeah.
even touched or saying anything.
I'm not either. I've heard comic book heads
DC.
talk about it. I'd rather just go back and read the comics. As the show itself, it didn't grab me. As a normie, there was not enough to make me want to continue to watch. So I dropped out after 2. So, folks, let's see. We're gonna move on. First of all, 16 of you folks in here. Thank you so much for being here with me and Fat Steven. Just chilling here, having some pop culture fun. We're gonna move over here to Gamescom.
Uh, it was one of the best gaming shows I've seen in a while. Lies of P, which is a Pinocchio Dark Souls style game, which looks fantastic. We're getting that Killer Clowns game, which is going to be on the same thing as what we're seeing with Dead by Daylight 3 versus 5, I believe, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's another one. Dune Awakening was announced as well. They gave us the trailer. So picture a multiplayer online world survival in the Dune universe. So yeah, there was a lot of announcements. We're getting a Tales of the Borderlands 2. There's an
Oh.
Expanse Telltale Games as well, same property. So
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be good. Sorry, I meant yeah.
This is the one I want to see.
Yeah, the one up though is actually done by the people of Rick and Morty, and what is the guns you're using throughout this
Mm-hmm.
actually is Morty's voice, and they talk to you while you're shooting enemies because you're going to yeah. So if you haven't seen the
Really?
trailer for that, it's literally talking guns with the Rick and Morty guys, the voice acting.
Blabbermouth Blaster
Yep.
spits out more swear words than laser bolts.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Rambam 3000 says Razor Fist tore Gamescom apart in his latest rant.
What was wrong with it? I just watched the trailers. I thought the trailers were good.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch the other trailers. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know about Gamescom until someone told me in the Halloween Horror Nights live streaming that we did on Theme Park Geeks and Divas, where we were talking about killer clowns from outer space, and then somebody dropped. They said, "Yeah, there's a new video game that's going to be coming out for it." And we're like, "Oh, wait,
Mm-hmm.
wait, wait! Are you for real? Is this a real thing?" So yeah, I'm looking forward to this because this is probably one of my favorite cult horror movies. Is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's so hokey, but it's a good popcorn horror movie to watch. So the fact that you can actually play it in a game, I'm excited about it. Totally excited. Lindsay the Cynical Geek says, I don't know why Techland is doing Dead Island 2 when they've got Dying Light.
Because this one is in LA and it's going to be fun, I guess. I don't know.
Ah. I guess to diversify their revenue stream. Probably. How was Dying Light? I've heard that's an okay game.
It's good. Second one's better, I believe. But yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
parkour with zombies, first person.
Let's see. Rambam 3000 says Lorena Creole more like he was seeing as an example of the disintegrating games industry, not that the trailers were bad.
Yeah, I think Phil Spencer made a good point that console exclusives need to die. They need to die. They need to be on every platform so everyone has a chance to play, and it shouldn't matter. Like the whole company going for the money thing, it's redundant at this point, and it shouldn't be. And PlayStation and Sony with their whole raising the PS5 prices, I'm like, are you kidding me? Over to me to go with the economic market. No, you're not.
I'm sorry. How much is it now? Because when I was gonna buy a PS5 and I couldn't find one, I was gonna drop the $800.
Yeah, just
What
go
is
for a
it
digital
now?
one. I have to find the paper, but Sony's
Okay.
saying they're doing this for the economic times. I'm like, how can you be doing this for the economic times when literally you can't even find the parts to build your consoles? The reason why you're doing this is because you're getting resellers who are taking all the consoles, making more money than you are, and you want a piece of that pie, and you're hiding under economic growth. That's my opinion. Because honestly, if no one can find a PS5, why get it raised for a price to a phantom console? You got to have your product before you can raise the price.
It makes no sense because when I
Oh,
wanted to get a PS5, and it's funny because I'd
I
gotten
do
an
too.
email from PlayStation saying, hey, you can buy a PS5. I'm like, bump you. I already bought
No,
a refurbished PS4, a white one,
no.
but I
Wait.
freaking hate GameStop.
Wait. You got one of those emails? Do you know how hard it is to get one of those emails on the list? You should have gotten it because that'll still be an original price. I don't think they've raised it yet.
No, because I already had
Oh,
my
I
refurbished
would have given you the money.
PS4. So I
I
was
know.
just like, screw you guys. I don't freaking I was just like, no, I'm not. I said I'm not doing it. So I had already gotten my refurbished white PS4, which I freaking love.
Wait.
Don't like GameStop. Yeah, it was white.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I got that one secondhand because refurbished because I was just like, look, all right, difference is like $500. Fine, I'll just go ahead and get the refurbished one because I really did want the 5, but I was just like, I really want to play now. I don't feel like waiting, for the 5. But if they're raising that sucker to like $1,000, screw that. That makes no sense. But what it's going to do is put more pressure on the refurbished PS4 market because it's hard to even freaking find those unless you go on Amazon, really. But they're still hard to find,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't even walk into a Target and pick up a PS4. You can't do that at all, which makes no sense because usually the previous generation console, there's usually plenty of those, to choose from, but you can't see those at all. So I was like, forget it. I just, I got a Switch. I've got a refurbished PS4.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you, I hate console exclusive. Well, Nintendo's a little different because that's proprietary, but they usually have enough games that are on, different platforms. Optic Racer says Killer Clowns is going to be epic. Yes, I cannot freaking wait to
Uh,
play it.
mm,
I can't wait.
I'm going to put this on here because I think people who are doing fans, we shouldn't get claimed. I did a video, so you should be okay.
Hey, Biggerford, good to see you, Anzo. Good to see you. Oh, what we got?
This is what a lot of people have because everyone's been hearing of the Spice Wars. It's down at the bottom. But for those that are wondering and are fans of Dune,
Mm-hmm.
I must not fear.
Fear is a mind killer. Dang, that looks good.
Fear is the mind killer.
this is going to be an open world MMO. You can already sign up for the beta. I have, but I'm going to pause it
Fear
soon when it gets
is
to
a
a
little
scene.
death that brings total obliteration.
Now we're going to pause your thing. So that means you can sign up for the beta now. We'll probably put the link or something in that. But this is not gameplay.
Okay.
This is just a trailer. And
Okay, I was gonna ask what platform was this gameplay from?
probably PC. But now, this is one of the best parts you see right here. This is Ice Miner.
Oh, getting eaten. One of the coolest shots from the film.
Fear.
Now, quickly look at the face. Look at like this. You can see the sand, the hairs. Now look at the
Yeah.
eye.
I will permit it
See
to
the
pass
blue.
over and through me.
Which is what I wish they did in the freaking movie.
Mm-hmm.
And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. For the fear is gone, there will be nothing.
Oh, dang. That is cool.
Yeah, so let's just put it this way: for like an overworld survival, I'm picturing like Ark. So there might be a possibility to actually tame worms, ride worms, go everywhere, and it's just for Dune fans. You got something else besides spice worms.
I'm excited about that. Dang on it. Hey, Anzo says I got a PS5 day one. Yeah, I was gonna get a PS5, but one, I couldn't find it, and two, I had to get a Switch anyway. So I said, screw it. It was just I was gonna have to like yeet an old lady to get a PS5. See, here's another thing about living in Florida. Okay, you got senior citizens who are freaking gamers. Okay, trying to jockey for position to get stuff. It's it's just crazy. It's just nuts. I have $3.99. It's burning a hole. Close friend of mine is on the PS5, and I'm still on the PS4. It sucks because we can't play GTA together until both of us get a PS5. Yeah, I'm never gonna. I'm just not interested anymore. I was hyped for a PS5, but not anymore. And yes, that game from the trailer, it looks good. Now I want to see platform play. So I want to see if they show us by platform what it looks like.
And honestly, with Callisto Protocol coming, I believe it's done by the now deceased Visceral Games that EA canceled out. I think they did Dead Space. Callisto Protocol is going to be hopefully a good runner-up. There's a lot of stuff coming, and I'm hoping they all live up to expectation. I signed up for so many betas this week; it's not even funny. Not even funny.
Wow. God, I wish I had more. Man, I wish I had some more time. And yes, that still suit looks right out of the Lynch adaptation. I did notice that. When you see the suit and you see the spice eyes that Paul Atreides has, it looks like the way that they did it in the Lynch version, but the color is a bit more
vibrant.
More vibrant. So it just looks freaking awesome. So yeah, your girl's got to sign up for the beta for that one and the one for Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So folks, we're going to go to our next our last topic for the show today, and that is going to be Chainsaw Man. I did not know about the manga at all. All I did was see the trailer, see what it looked like, and I can't wait for October.
I'm going to be watching it. I know that much.
Oh, it's so freaking cool. And apparently Mappa is doing the anime. Because they did Attack on Titan.
Oh.
Yeah, the final season part 2. For folks who don't know, there's a final season part 3 that's coming. Yeah, for real this time. It's going to be the end for real this time. So I know Mappa's working on that. So I'm gonna EFAP the trailer so I don't get claimed, because I want you guys to see how flipping cool this is. Oh, that's a lot of freaking dead bodies.
Yeah.
So much blood. I see the name Chainsaw Man and you've got my attention. See, that's what happened to me, Lindsay. I said, I don't even care. I just want to see it because of the name.
13年前、アメリカで銃を使った大きなテロが起こったの。
So if we get claimed, I'll probably just wind up clipping this part or muting this part.
夢くらい見させてほしいよな。
君の選択肢は2つ。悪魔として私
Did
に
his
殺され
teddy
る
bear
か、
have a
人と
chainsaw
し
in
て
its head?
私に変われる
Think
か。
so.
いい気持ちで仕事するやつは死ぬさ。生きてるやつはみんな根っこに信念があ
You
る。
can see with some of the hair design a lot of Death Note.
Yes.
人間は嫌いじゃん。そして悪魔も嫌いじゃん。
ただせめて普通の生活がしたいだけなのに、んなことも叶えられねえ。
Nah. I'm not sure. That is insane.
デンジ君は人間だけど、悪魔になることができるんだ。
Oh! Oh, that was freaking messed up.
君は他のデビルハンターの誰よりも特別だから。勝負じゃ勝負じゃ。
A lot of
悪魔に
blood.
寝返った場合は俺たちが殺す。お前が全員本気なんだよ。
邪魔すんなら死ね。
That's what I said, man. 3000. That is a lot of freaking blood. And I can't wait to see it. So from what I understand, it's going to be premiering on Crunchyroll in October. Holy crap. I'm scrubbing back through some of this because I want to see the part again where like his freaking head explodes.
ができるんだ。
That is freaking gross and cool at the same time.
Yeah.
They need to make a horror movie anime. I'm sure they already exist, but they have to. I believe there are a couple that are like that.
There are.
Oh my God, this looks wickedly rad. Lindsay the Clinical Geek says, yes, it does. Ugh. Rambam 3000 says, damn, that is some killer driller stuff right there. One thing that I will say about Mappa, especially if you watch Attack on Titan, and even though there was like there was grossness and stuff going on, the level just went up when Mappa took over. And just the way that they just had like blood rendered and everything, it's like it looked like, I want to say it looked like a crime scene, but it was very realistic how they did it. And to me, that just impressed me just watching it, just how good of a job that they did with like blood spatter and body parts, and all of it. They did not half-ass it at all.
No.
And I can't remember if it's Mappa or maybe it was the people who did you know what? I think it was for One Punch Man for season 3, where they purposely gave the animators some extra time off to take their time putting the season together because they didn't want to burn them out.
That's why they announced it this week, right? The poster came out for One Punch Man season 3.
Mm-hmm. Which, if you're not watching One Punch Man, you need to.
Yep.
You need to. I was pleasantly surprised by that. Oh, man. So, yeah, Chainsaw Man is going to be coming out October on Crunchyroll. And I'd like actually postpone my my Crunchyroll. I usually only get it if there's something I really want to see for like a month, but I'm probably gonna re-up it to watch this. I'm impressed. Yes, Jerry Mendoza, a season 3 is coming for One Punch Man. Yes, as Fat Steven said, they showed the poster.
On
Was
Twitter.
it
Yep.
was it you who sent me the link to that on Twitter? I
I
think
don't
you
think it was the
did.
link. No, it wasn't me. I think this is the first time we
Okay.
talked about it. But yeah, I saw it and I was like, hell yeah, because it just has him, Saito Sama just standing there
Mm-hmm.
in his uniform and it just has a 3 on a black background. But I'm like, all
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, somebody sent that to me, and I'm like, "Whoa, yeah, I cannot flip and wait." Brandbear 3000 says, "I'm reading the manga of One Punch Man." Oh, okay. I wish I had time to read. Oh, I don't have time to read manga. That's why I'm behind with Stone Ocean. I'm probably never gonna catch up with that. Gojira Star says, "This is why anime is ruling animation right now." Yes, even the scene that Fat Steven was talking about, where the hair was rendered. If I'm particular about two things in animation: how hair is rendered and how rain and water is rendered. And the way that they do the hair, it's just crazy. It's very precise. They do not half-ass anime, which is one of the things that I love about it. Lindsay the Cynical Geek says, if you want to know some great anime horror, check out Elfin Lead, Parasite, and Death Note. Death Note is my favorite. Death Note, Death Note is like crack. I got so hooked on Death Note. Speaking of Death Note, you do know there's a live action version of Death Note coming, right? Did you know that, Pat Steven?
Another one?
Another one.
Can't wait.
However, guess who is going to be producing it?
Oh, goody. Don't know. Sorry, I just got my backrooms key. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. The Duffer Brothers
Could be interesting.
from Stranger Things. So I'm like, I'm cautiously optimistic. Cautiously optimistic because I think they know Death Note is one of those animes where if they F up the live action version, they will never be able to live it down. So knowing that the Duffer Brothers, that's, in their wheelhouse to produce, it could turn out to be very, very good. But that's just something to let you guys know. I'm not too excited about Justin Lin directing the live action anime version of One Punch Man. I'm I'm not too I'm not too keen on not too keen on that. Not too keen on that. Word of warning, Elfin Lied is very dark and depressing. Death Note was kind of dark and depressing too. So Elfin Lied I'll have to check out. Thank you so very, very, very much. Quick read. Ram Bam, it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of time. And I still have my Yakuza Lover manga that I have to get through because I have that, then Way of the House Husband, and then I'll go watch some, read some other manga. Lindsay the Cynical Geek, I hear you, Lorena. I still have my first volume of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure I have to get through, and then I realized how many volumes there are. I just ordered Stardust Crusaders on DVD because that's my favorite. I can't wait till Flippin' gets here. Stop with it. Yeah, it's like come on, we're done with live action. It wasn't Cowboy Bebop bad enough.
Never watched it.
It, be glad
Sorry.
you didn't. I only watched 2 episodes and I couldn't because there was no way I was going to wind up watching that episode that had not Ed in it. I knew I would not be able to unsee that, so I didn't bother watching past like 2 episodes. Epstein's Ghost for $2 says Lorena, remind Fatal about the Primal series. Yes, I flipping will. I will. Let me write that down. Primal, because I think that is on HBO Max, and that's a Gennady Tartakovsky production. So the one that did the Clone Wars that was on Cartoon Network, that Gennady, also same Gennady for Samurai Jack, same Gennady for my favorite, the Powerpuff Girls, the original Powerpuff Girls. Yes, he did Ram Bam 3000, and he dropped out of Fast 10 because he couldn't stand Vin Diesel's raggedy ass.
For having Steven. I've been co-hosting for almost 2 years. What is having Steven? It's not a outreach program. Sorry.
Gojira Star, is it a sequel? No. They are rebooting. I think that's what it is. Yes, they're rebooting. So they are going to do basically Death Note live action.
But
Total reboot. It is the Duffer Brothers. So it's kind of like I'll just wait, and if it was anybody else, I said screw it, I'm not watching it. But since it's the Duffer Brothers, it's just like I'll allow it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Christian DeLorme for another $2 Canadian. Toonie, thank you so very much. Says thank you, my Belle Reine Creole, for having Steven. Well, I can't do this show without Fat Steven. So he's my co-host. He's been with me since this show. God, it's been like 2 years since we've been doing the show.
Almost, yeah. I've been on
Almost,
YouTube
yeah.
almost 3. I think I'm on like 30 on YouTube right now. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been doing this for like 2 years. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Which one was that, Boosh McFadden? You said I watched the first episode. I thought I had promised, and they messed it up. Which one was that one? Oh, yeah, Cowboy Bebop. I just didn't. I like the actor who played Jet Black. He was good. Spike, he was okay. I think the actor was just older than it should have been. But yeah, Faye, forget that chick. Bump that chick. She was freaking horrible. Hey, Adega, the author Adega Outlaw is here. Great to see you. And Christian DeLorme, another toonie, says I'm new to Reina, Steven. No offense. No, none offense.
It's okay. I'm not offended. I just play. I just like making jokes.
Yeah. That's what he does. Let's see. They better not screw Death Note up. Gojira Star, they know people are going to be at their house with their torches and pitchforks. They screw up Death Note. That's just not freaking what have them do that. Rambam 3000. If you like Yakuza manga, which I do, check out Eldo Yoshimizu's Ryuko. Okay, Ryuko. Yeah, I do love Yakuza manga. I found out that's my niche. If you throw the Yakuza in there, I'm into it. If you want a fun live action anime, just watch Speed. Now, I like Speed Racer. I used to watch the anime. That was like one of the first ones that I watched because it was in syndication when I was a kid, and heard great things about the movie. So I'm gonna have to pull that one back up. And yeah, I can't watch that with Ed. I can't. What?
What?
Freaking JJ. Gojira Star says found out JJ and Bad Reboot are doing a live action Speed Racer for Apple.
Well, that's okay. No one really watches Apple TV.
Yeah, I know. Nobody really does. I have Apple TV for free for 3 months and used it to watch Luck, which was actually pretty good. It was okay. Let's put it this way. The people who used to be at Pixar, who are now at Skydance, were the ones who did Luck. So it was actually the emotional component that Pixar used to have back in the day is in Luck. So I enjoyed watching it. Bad Reboot needs to go somewhere. Well, folks, this has been, as always, so much fun. And thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting Fat Steven and myself here on the Lunch Table Show. So, Fat Steven, what do you have going on to let folks know about?
Oh, well, you can usually catch me. Yes, I know I do a lot of gaming. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, so I don't hold that against them. But I'm doing a lot of different games. The community weekends are still happening where we fill up the lobbies and everyone gets to go around yelling at 12-year-olds and having a good time. It's getting better. We're planning on doing I'm running a private server eventually for the game. and everyone can just jump in with the password and go head to head against everyone else. See how that goes. So it's pretty much like doing gaming, and any new key I get, if I can run it, I'll run it. So right now, Hired Guns up, of course, FN Division with Jester on Mondays. I'm still doing Chernobyl Light. I'm also doing Midnight Fight Express, was just released a couple of days ago on the Xbox Game Pass. It's picture John Wick, good music and beating the crap out of people. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much all I'm doing. TGIF today, I believe, is still going. Lunch Table, of course, Friday. You can find me on the Backtube and other places. So in other words, just come by, and if you don't like gaming, just watch it for a bit. You might actually enjoy some good sci-fi or anything. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Submit Indian channel. Hello, because I've been getting a lot of Indian viewers since I've been reviewing Indian movies and all that. It says, hi, kindly watch Gangubai Kathawadi from India, based on true story. You will love it. Amazing. That's another one that go on my long list of Indian movies to watch. So thank you so much for the recommendation. I love it when you ask about recommendations to watch an Indian movie. You'll get you don't get one or two. You'll get like a whole list. So thank you so very much for that. I sure appreciate that. Well, folks, as for myself, over on Scener, because I've been doing a lot of watch parties over there, tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, going to be doing a watch party for episodes 10 through 12 of Stone Ocean, also known as Part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So please do join me for that, because Part 2 of Stone Ocean is going to drop on Netflix September 2nd. So we're trying to get all these done before Part 2 shows up. And I won't get into how they've nerfed Jotaro in Stone Ocean, but we'll be here all day if I start to riff off on that. Okay, so that's Friday night. Saturday, I'm taking the morning off, which means in the evening, 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be streaming live from Universal Studios Orlando. All the freaking Halloween Horror Night scare zones are up. So we're going to go check out how that's all set up. The themed food trucks that they have out there, just the merchandise that they have. It's just going to be a blast. And we're going to be actually going there at night to go and check it out. So hopefully you all will join me. Sunday, got two things going on Sunday. On Sunday, actually, is it Sunday? Crap. I screwed up my own schedule. Let's go back. Saturday morning, I'm going to be dropping a video premiere. There is an Indian movie coming out, which I don't think you have all heard of, called Brahmastra. And the interesting thing about this Indian film is that it has the potential to out-Marvel Marvel. And Disney is actually distributing it. Yeah. So we actually have a video coming out tomorrow, I think about 9:30 Eastern time, so our Indian viewers can get to see it before it gets too late. We're going to talk about Brahmastra and talk about if it's got the chance to actually out-Marvel Marvel, which I believe that it does. So please do come and check out that video premiere tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, Welcome to Florida show, where it's crazy-ass Florida stories. Come out, check it out. You guys in the chat come up with the best commentary on these stories. So please do come and check that out. Dylan Campbell, what are some good Indian horror movies? That I don't know. I think I heard Bahul Bhavaya, I think, is one. But you know what? I'm going to have to start making a list because October is coming up.
I do.
Do what?
Yes. Can I share a quick short to kind of give a reference to what goes on the channel?
Yeah.
All right. It's not vulgar, but it's funny vulgar for those that want to know like what we do or what happens over here. And for those that didn't see it, actually, I got requested a ringtone.
It's the end of the stream. They don't care.
All right, cool. Here you go.
YouTube don't care.
Eat my balls. Eat them. Both of them. Eat them. Pour them in your mouth with a little sauce. It's called Steven.
I can laugh at this now, considering I started playing Fortnite.
Oh,
Somebody killed me, and I said, "I hope you die of intestinal distress."
I actually had to make it a ringtone because someone wanted it as a ringtone, and we did good yesterday. We got five wins in a row with just the guys going. We swap it in 4-4. So that's what happens on the community that weekend. So we get like lobbies of like 16 people, and we swap in 4 out. We've had Rogue Disney on, we get Phil on, Jester, McAnee joins us, Mongo, Arwin, Daryl, Arlena, Mark the Infinitely Tired, who said he would never play it. I got him to play it. Now he has Will Gentry, a whole bunch of others. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, folks, so we are going to roll on out of here. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching the replay, thank you so much for checking out the replay. We will see you next week where, oh, God, we're going to be talking about bracelets of power. So we'll see you next week.
No. I'm gonna talk about balls.